Hi, this is Phyllis with fillysfinds coming to you with a Dollar Tree haul. Found some fun spring things at the Dollar Tree and wanted to show them to you and what you can do with them, what you can make. So first off, they had these gorgeous little placemats. Every day is a fresh start, lemon themed. I picked up two of them. I'm going to make this one into a journal. Now, it's a fabric journal. I am going to unstitch this. This will be the inside, and I'm going to put some batting in here to give it more structure because it is very, very floppy fabric. But it's an easy thing because it looks like a book once you fold it in half. I also picked up these flowers. Now these flowers, when I looked at them, most flowers I just kind of ignore at the Dollar Tree. But this one here, these are petunias. At least that's what it says. It's a petunia. Don't look like a petunia to me. Is easy to take apart. You pull the inside, pull the bottom off, and then all you have is the fabric. Now you can take that and flatten it out in a junk journal, and it becomes just a pretty flower to be put down. And you can take this if you want and put the stamens back in, but I have other things that you can put in there. You can put paper, you can put the little stamens that you can get. I know Wilton put some out, various other ones. But I thought it'd be pretty to put in a junk journal. You can also cut it and make it flat like this, and then you have a little half. And you can sew it so that they stay together. You could put it on the outside of a journal to make it different. So like this one here, if you didn't want the lemons, you could easily change it into flowers just by covering up the lemons. So making it a little bit different. But that's the idea behind the flowers. You can look at them. They have other colors besides this. I like the yellow because of this. So I can, change this up and make two different journals, one with flowers and one with lemons. I also, when I was looking at the placemats, spotted this one. This one here is blue. Once again, you remove the tags. Can make it into a journal. Now the nice thing about these, with them as big as they are, you can make them into any size journal that you want. You don't have to necessarily make it the size that it is. Case in point, I picked up this book, Robin Roberts, Waking Up to New Hopes and Dreams. I plan on reading this one because she has an amazing story, and she's the anchor of ABC's Good Morning America, and she's a fighter. She's gone through, she has gone through cancer and won, and so this is a book that I plan on reading. But I also liked the size of this book. Based on the size, I could easily make a journal. See, now like this one here would be a little too small to take this off and change it and make it into a journal. You'd lose some of the graphics on it, but you could still do it, easily do it. But this book here, I was kind of excited to see that because she has a story that everyone can sit there and look at and say, "Oh wow, now she's a fighter." So besides that book, I also picked up these. Now these are new. I had never seen anything like this at the Dollar Tree. These are sketch coloring books. And I thought, oh, well, this is kind of neat. I liked the picture on the front. Well, when you opened it up, all of the pictures are already there. So you can color them yourself. You can use them in a junk journal. They're different ones, you know, like this one, zebras, the elephant, the cheetahs, a lion, a monkey. I'm not sure what kind of monkey this is. Another one of the giraffe. Now this would be really fun to put on the front of a junk journal. Branch with feathers. More giraffes. Now easily made into journaling cards. This is a seascape with a bird and a branch. And more feathers. And then a whole bunch of animals in a line. These have a perforation at the top, can be taken out. But I thought, wow, this is something very, very new for Dollar Tree. I'd never seen them there before. Same with this one, different. Has the cheetah in it. Has some flowers in it and leaves. Jungle. This one's got some macaws. More jungle prints. A tortoise, which I think he's really cute. A beach scene. Another macaw or parrot. Flowers. A toucan. And more leaves. And then kind of a from the top beach scene. Palm trees. There are a total of 12 pages in each one of these. So be on the lookout for those. They were down the art aisle where the notebooks are. Also down that aisle, I picked up these two. Now, you can easily use the covers on this for a junk journal. They're not thick enough for a junk journal. I would definitely take the spine off and add my own spine to it. The reason I got these is because they are sewn in. Now, you can take your knife and remove the stitching on that. And get this into do what I need it to do. Yeah, there we go. This one. So remove the stitching on it. Now you have pages that can be put into a junk journal. Get this out. Oops. Some of them didn't come undone. Okay. Get those cut off. But easily taken out and used into a junk journal. You've got the pages. They're pretty fun. This one's a dot pattern, but it's a pretty fun color. It's a pretty green. And once again, you can use the covers, take them out, and put a wider spine in there, and there you've got a cover for a junk journal. That one's green, whereas this one is yellow. This one has little sun rays on it. Once again, same thing. It's sewn in. So a perfect thing to watch for. Jot puts out some interesting journals. Most of them are glued in place. This one I was happy to find is not glued in place, it's sewn. The other thing I spotted on the same aisle is this. It's a notebook, 2-pack notebook. Came in different patterns, I assume. This is the one I found. This one is stapled. So once again, you can remove the staples on this, and you've got paper that can be used in junk journals. Same with the big one. Just 2 staples. And all it does is take a staple remover and take it out. And then you have lined sheets that can be used in a junk journal. The cover itself can be made into tags. There's no graphics on it. There's no barcodes on it. Same with this one. Of course, I'd have to cut off that little trim at the top because I didn't quite get it. But still, perfect for tags. That was also down that same aisle, the notebooks. These were all in the same aisle, so be on the lookout for those. Now down the paper crafting. Now I have shown these before, sorted paper packs. This one is the only reason I got this one is because of this yellow. I do not have any of the yellow. And this is the Echo paper. It's a little thicker, but it has all of the little bits and pieces of handmade paper in it for using to make tags and whatnot. It's had quite a few pieces of the yellow. It did have a couple of the browns. I've gotten those before, and a couple of these blue ones. Or just one. Yep, one of the blue. It also had the obligatory glitter piece. This in here is the wrinkled. This one has a little bit of glitter in it. It's brown. They had some of the orange. We've gotten these before. This one's a little bit different than the other orange ones. This one has a little bit of pink in it. But there were only 3 pieces of that. Looks like 2 pieces of purple. A couple more of the brown and smaller. And I have noticed they have been putting these in there. Now these are just pieces of cardboard. I think they're putting them in there for weight, to add, to make it up to the weight, because they do 200 grams. So they want it to be at the 200, and rather than put paper that you might use, oops, sorry, they put in this cardboard. Now you can use these in a junk journal if you want it. If you get more than one of these, you can use them for covers for a mini journal. Other than that, you know, it's your discretion as to what you want to use those for. I also picked up down that aisle, the paper crafting aisle, these rub-on transfers. Now these are gold foil. They are summer themed. So I thought those would be kind of perfect to go in a summer themed, because they do have the fruit. Say hello summer. They have the flamingos in there. So you can pick out what you want to use in this just by cutting out and foiling on to your journal. I also picked up these because of the gold and yellows, because I thought those would be pretty in the summer journal as well, to go with that. And down the crafting aisle, I picked up these 2 ribbons. This one here is I do believe, yes. This one has the wired ribbon. Now I found a lot of times I don't like the wire. So I will take, and if you can see the wire there, you can pull this out. Get a pair of pliers, loop it around there and pull, undoing that wire. And that way you can use it. Or you can cut just along the edge where the wire is and just use it as like a burlap type ribbon. They also had this one. Let me get this out. There's the end. This one is kind of a green purple, or not purple, greenish blue with pink trim on it. So now I thought that would go real well with this in making a journal. I liked the combination of the two because it picked up the colors within it. So that's what I'm going to use with that. Over in their spring fling, I picked up this package of napkins. Now, I do like to look for their napkins because sometimes the napkins are perfect for adding in a junk journal. This one has the little scallop on it. And generally with these, they're double layer so you can separate them out. But this one here, you can use each of these quarters because each one of them has butterflies in it, and use them as a pocket or a tuck spot or just overlay on to another card or something. Those are very pretty. I also picked up 2 fat quarters. This one is a black and white stripe. You can always use this one. It did have on here birch and vine, which is a new, I've never seen this on their fat quarters. They're usually the crafter square. This one it says birch and vine. It's $1.25. So they're up in their game as far as their fat quarters and what they bring out. It feels like it's a pretty nice fabric as far as fat quarters or fabric is concerned. It's got a softer sheen to it than some of the other cotton ones that we've gotten. But I liked these two because of the black, the white, and the gray. Now down the kids' party aisle, I picked up these. These are slap bracelets. Now the reason I got these is because if you have if you've got paper that you use in anything, so like this one here is like a butcher's paper, and you don't want it to come undone, these work really well in holding and keeping them in place. They, can be put on bottom or top. They also work really well on your wrapping paper. So if you've got wrapping paper, you can also put that slap bracelet on the wrapping paper, and it will hold your wrapping paper in place and prevent it from coming unwound. So you get 6 of them in the package. Of course, these are all jungle themed ones, but be on the lookout for those because they're great for even the birthday gift wrap. They also had down that aisle the confetti. Now, I saw this and thought, oh my gosh, this would be fun to put in a jungle-themed junk journal. So that's kind of where I'm going to be going with a summer junk journal. Right now I'm finishing up the pink floral one. I figured with Mother's Day right around the corner, I've got that for my mom. And we'll show you that. But this one has all the different animals in it. They've had these sprinkles, or confetti they call them, in the girls as well, which is unicorns and whatnot. But this one here has like these little leaves. They're two-sided. There's little tigers. They have the toucans. They have the monkey. They have the word wild. And they have giraffes in there. That's what's in this assortment. Really super, super cute little assortment. You can use them as confetti in a shaker card if you want. That would be super cute. Put a little bit of glitter or sequins in with it. But these are kind of fun to look for. And for $1.25 you get a huge bag. So you can use them as party stuff to put on a table. But they can be used for other things. The last couple things I got these shoe charms. Now, I thought of these because of the bee. This little guy that I made that I used to make the gnome out of is this little container. I thought of these to use on the hat of that. They do come with a little post on there that would have to be clipped off because they don't come undone. I could not figure that out. But they are a silicone, so you would need to keep that post on there, or, you know, certain glues do not stick to silicone. So you have to be watchful of that. But they also have the cute boba, the takeout box, and the flower. So these are the two charms I thought of for that junk journal, or that gnome. And the last thing I got were these two mini drink cup keychains. Now, I think I probably showed you this one, but I also picked up the same thing in pink. I adore these. This reminds me of my Starbucks mug. I have one in pink that's super tall and love it with the straw, but I thought these are super cute. Now, if you don't like the little plastic hook on it, you can change that out and put something else. It does have a little metal attachment there. This one has a space in it, so it would be easy to take it and change it out to put something else on it. But super cute, little fun drink mini keychains. But those are all the things that I got at the Dollar Tree this last time. Be on the lookout and the watch for them. Especially these little books here, these sketchbooks. Like I said, I hadn't seen those at all before. So these would be fun to use just to even color. You could use the picture on the front. You could use this back. It's thick enough to use as a cover. So getting two of them, you've got the front and the back. And you could even use a piece of it for the spine, because the size of these is 7.5 by 8. So if you do a 6 inch journal, you've got a almost 1.5 inch piece that you could use for the spine. So that'd be a way of using the whole book, and it'd make a fun junk journal based on what's in it. So be on the watch out for those. Hopefully you can find them in your local Dollar Tree, and it says they're say deco time on them. There is the barcode on that one, and the barcode on this one. Yeah, it says Greenbrier International, so they are distributed and created by Dollar Tree, so be on the lookout for those. That'd be kind of fun. And the fact that they are a heavier card, or like almost a 110, maybe 65-pound cardstock, you could color them with your, markers as well. And, make it, color it up and put it in a junk journal, use it as tags, put it on the front of a card. Any number of things can be used with those. So if you like what you see and you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. I'd be more than happy to answer any of your questions. And thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe.